advantage that pushed us there, I think, is because it was, well, a lot of the pushes being really sloppy. Like everyone's pushing different ways. No one who's meant to be pushing with the medic is pushing with the medic. So the players who are the important players aren't getting healed when they're in the fight. But there's also the factor that I always tell, you know, lower div teams when I'm going through the demos. I see it even in these games, Div 1. When you have like 2 kills, or even 1 kill, 1 or 2 kills, you're attacking last or a point that you want to attack, you should be using Uber first when you are the attacking team that has the advantage. You should make them Uber first because they're less players, they're cowering to you. They're just pressing S and you're pressing W, so why are you using Uber first and allowing them to have the spawns and the better Uber? And that's what's bringing them back into the game.
Yeah, indeed.
Also the time wasted. And that will be the round as well, sorry about that.
No, it's 4-1 is it now, I believe? And as you're saying, like, I think a factor that needs to be considered there is when it comes to that kind of, I suppose, disjointed push, it is hard. Like the rack roster is sort of like, before the game you don't know who's going to show up. I'm playing with a roster of players that varies a little bit, and I'm not sure how consistent it is coming into this season, but previously I know it's been a bit all over the shop. I'm playing with a disconjointed team can mean that those pushes are disconjointed, which may be a big factor in the medic getting isolated.
Yeah, that mid, Pablo sniping, got headshots, and there's just this soldier aggression again from Rack, just won that mid, especially Dubious, got 3 or 4 kills by himself, so well played to Dubious. That will be mid for Rack. Realm has an interesting trap at the top of IT.
Yeah, so I'm just having a quick look at the stats so far in this half, which is now been going on for 11 minutes. Dubious and Tombury, kind of as expected, doing a lot of work. Dubious in particular going 13 for 7 with almost 3.5k damage already, followed up by Pablo, spending a lot of time on Sniper and doing a lot of work. And Geo, for this round in particular, is coming in at 6th on the damage board and just not doing the work that we've seen him do earlier tonight. I don't know whether that's Pablo making it a bit more challenging because he is hitting shots, or whether that's the rack soldiers working a bit better with Ferrisar and managing to make some room, because Ferrisar is still quite low on the damage board and not having a huge impact, but clearly something has changed a little bit in the last little while. And as I say that, Tomius does go down to Soul. The whole of the MASIF team incredibly low, all in the red zones, with Faith just respawning. So, Pablo alone at the moment actually has more health than the entire team of MASIF. Well, during the end of that fight he did, at least on Sniper.
Pablo has been sniping like a lot of this game as well. I mean, they have been on the defensive a lot, but yeah, he is on Sniper quite a bit. And just going back to that, nice shot.
There he comes out with the goods again.
Going back to that statement about the Uber situation and the first player advantage, it's even more detrimental to them. Like, just when Pablo is on Sniper at the end of the Uber, it's a harder post fight if he's not hitting shots. And as much as Pablo is a robot, we're all human. It gets another kill, but
Realm,
in these post fights,
was that a blind dep by Realm
I think so.
in Sewer? I think it might have been a lucky pick, and they've all moved into Sewer off the end of that. Pablo forced back again, and this is where sniping I think becomes challenging if you, as you say, if you're not hitting your shots there, because Pablo just took a couple, and although his percentage has been very good tonight, you are playing 6v5 if your sniper's out of position or unable to hit shots, which is incredibly hard. And here is...
Oh, Ferris are so forward just then.
Yeah. Pablo actually got very lucky there to survive.
Killed.
Yeah, an interesting
Benson,
choice by Sol there to try and work that when they're already a play down.
Well, they forced the enemy first this time. This is good. Pablo is sniping still, so it's not the best, but
yeah, so
he split up from the Uber.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room there. There's no pressure on him at the moment, and he did manage to hit Realm there, I believe. And yeah, all round, not a horrible push there from Rack. Realm's in trouble here if Pablo can hit his shots, but he misses both of them.
It's a really good fight. The only bad thing about that was really losing Communist.
Yeah, indeed. And I think it's interesting there because Pablo only hit a couple of shots that entire fight, but they still managed to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that's due to well, A, the soldier aggression was really good, but B, they forced the enemies Uber first with player advantage. It's like the first time I've seen that this game.
Yeah, and I think that because of that, the MASIF team was kind of on the back foot from the get-go as far as positioning goes as well, because of where they were forced. And where they chose to sort of semi-flee to, but Madness up on Sniper here, coming up against Pablo, which will be an interesting matchup this game. I expected it to be more of the Sam and Madness matchup, but a lot of the time it's been spent kind of watching Pablo and Madness go horn to horn. Oh,
nice shot by Pablo.
He is playing very nicely.
But so is,
interesting
so
there. A blind bet I think by Realm. And it looks to me like
Rexon's got the positioning. There,
yeah.
Double pipe the medic.
Yeah, doing quite nicely, but Geo is still alive, and I think he really will pose a big threat here. Sol chasing at the medic should go down.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Yeah, I think they were sort of baiting Versar on the right there, and that's just another instance of Pablo is, sniper in the post fight and didn't hit shots, never enough shots. I mean, got the mid, he's to hit shots during the fight.
It's interesting because he's hitting shots, as you say, prior to the push, which is in essence exactly what he's meant to do, is hit those shots, get the advantage and then push, and maybe only hit 1 or 2 shots for the rest of the game, but I suppose that can be the difference. But yeah, they're just not being able to work off his picks at this stage.
A really nice rotation result there, getting a few middies.
Communist lucky to get out thanks to Ferrisar there, but still getting chased. Will go down.
Pablo.
Oh no, Pablo in fact, coming through with the goods.
Time has been added.
Just having a look at the headshot stats for this round alone, Campbell, and how many headshots do you think that Pablo's got in this half?
Oh, maybe about 10.
23 so far.
No way. Well, that's actually crazy.
Make that 25. Which is just a huge statistic when you think about it. The next highest is Madness on 4. So if you compare the two teams at the moment, Rack has 28 headshots on Sniper to MASIF's 5 at this stage. But the reality is, I suppose, like, good for Rack, but they're what, 4-2 down at the moment? And it goes to show, I suppose, like, hitting, as Blank tells me in my team continually when I'm sniping, hitting shots doesn't win games. It's hitting the right shots at the right times and being able to follow them up that's the important factor. But props to Pablo, that's absolutely insane. Now for 27 at the end of that round.
Do take a round, so that's pretty much off the back of Pablo, in my opinion. Like, that was a really nice.
Yeah, he's currently 16 for 7 with 27 headshots.
And you'll be sniping this mid. They're pretty much resorted to, Pablo is our Is our Jesus saviour.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. They're clearly playing passively here to try and just let him work, but oh, and there goes Madness with it. Absolutely lovely.
It's a really good early kill.
And Sam doesn't work as well. Geo, the loss of Geo there is a big factor. And Pablo did have a quick glimpse of faith there.
Yeah, Realms out. This is their mid.
Yeah, the question will be now, with the total score, hold on, is it 4-2 or 4-3 now? I'm sorry, I've lost track.
I believe it's 4-2.
I think it's 4-2, so, you know, unfortunately Rack, if they want to make this work, which at the moment they are, I suppose, you know, winning that mid off the back of the winner of a round, they're going to have to consider time here. They've got 11 minutes and 8 seconds to get 2 rounds minimum for the draw, and they really need 3. I mean, Pablo doing even more work there, but yeah, they're gonna have to start. You know, if they're gonna put their faith in Pablo, he's gonna have to work quickly here because they don't have that much time to play with. They've only got, you know, about 3.5 minutes per round if they want to go for the win from this point on.
Yet again, killing Sol and then using Uber first to fight there. I don't think they got out, so it's pretty decently played there. The Sam getting kill on Realms massive, but they are still a play disadvantage. Oh, Dubious is doing work at this choke here.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Dubious just went huge. But I think they will still lose the fight. Unless Tonberry.
Tombury and Tommy just getting separated there, and it just didn't end up well for them. Geo having an easy bit of work afterward. You'll have to excuse my voice, I've just gone a bit hoarse and aspirated some wine, which is less than savoury. But it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because now we're down to you know, 9.5 minutes until the end of this half. And I think the reality is, like, Rack need to be going aggressive. What would you be thinking at the moment, Campbell, as far as the time goes? What would be running through your head?
I'd be thinking no more sniper, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd be thinking everyone get buffed before every fight and just try and take fights.
Yeah, exactly. I think
losing fights as well. When you're down plays, you got to get up. You can't afford to be wiped.
Yeah, like, you know, and you've almost got to start trying to take those close to even Ubers, or just going without them. Like, you know, if your Uber takes, what is it, 45 seconds? Is that the fastest Uber, or is it 40? It's a bit embarrassing that I don't know that after playing this game, but in my defence, I haven't played Medic since I was in Div 12. But yeah, like, you know, that's right now they've only got, in theory, about 9 Ubers left for the game, and they've got to win 3 rounds with that. So it is becoming more and more challenging as time goes on here.
Looks like they will lose this fight though. Faith and Realm down, Geo down.
Yeah, I think.
But this is their opportunity. This is what you dream of in this situation.
Yeah,
You've got to kill this guy going for the back cap and the soldier in lobby. That was sort of a dumb play by Pablo, trying to duel 2 players on not buffed.
Yeah, and Jamie gets out with 7 there, which really, you know, that should have been a, you know, one more shot from anything would have done the job. We just got a charming message from Blank. Big shout out for him for telling me I'm still worthy of Div 12.
Getting very agitated, Wicked, that they're not pushing, like...
Yeah, it's...
7 minutes to go. 2 rounds.
Yeah, you gotta...
You had full advantage. Alright,
it's like...
kill with the Uber.
It's like the Australian cricket team, you know, they signed a declaration to say they'd never play for a draw again, and I think that's what we've got to see out of Rack right now, is like, the reality is if they play for a draw, or at this stage by the looks of it, they're not even committing to that, it's not good for them because they lost the first map. Like, they've got to fight to win this map. Don't play for stats. There's no need to pad the damage at this stage. We just need to, you know, get balls deep like a Navy SEAL and start setting off some mines and seeing what happens, hoping you come out with the better hand, you know?
Yeah. But Tommy is sort of represented. He just died.
As we say that, you know, MASIF going in with good position and a good Uber here. Now in a bit of trouble. Still even plays. Still MASIF actually with player ad, but
beautiful rockets by Tong.
Yeah.
But it's not enough, I don't think. Nope.
No, that's not enough.
Alright. It's actually not that bad that they lost. Oh,
yeah, that's GG.
Yeah, that's the round. For this still one more round, my bad. But yeah, I think that they were just looking really not confident at all with that last push. Like they had like 50 or more Ubers advantage, and they were just really hesitant. They were all pushing different ways again. You know, they had to get it in their minds that they had to wipe or win, as a wise man once said.
Exactly, and you've just got to really get that sort of continual forward momentum there as well. Like you can't have stagnant sections between your pushes. You've just got to keep walking forward, and rely on some confidence in your DM to make the dream real. But having a look at the stats here after that game, Dubious again just absorbing so many heals, taking 52%, while Geo only took 39. And
that's actually out damaging Geo. Pretty surprised by that, even no matter how many heals he gets, really. Yeah,
very, very true. It's just about the same thing. Like, Dubious did outscore him by, what's that? 600, with that extra sort of 13-14% heals, but that's quite good work by Dubious all the same. He really took it to Geo there on the paper. And I mean, Pablo in the end finishing that game with 27 headshots. Pretty insane, really, for him. But again, you need to be able to convert those points, don't you? So playing out of your skin, but just not quite being able to follow up.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't get the opening frags that you need and then act as if you have a scout going into the next fight. You can't be so ridiculously aggressive. You've got to play slow, try and get kill by kill until you've won the round. Even on the last push, you can't just all rush in and leave your sniper out to dry in the back, not getting healed, and then he's got to either hit the shots and you win, or don't, and you just end up having one less player in the fight and lose.
Yeah, exactly. It is a bit of a flip of a coin play, isn't it? Like, you've got a 50-50 there. You're either going to have him hit the shots and things go swell, or you play 5v6. And I think it would have been a really, really interesting game if Rack had managed to convert off some of Pablo's plays. If you recall that, like throughout that process game, how many pushes Rack had onto the last point, I wouldn't be surprised if it was at least 4 that started with a good initiation, whether it was in the form of Pablo or Sam getting a pick, but then even though the soldiers were just doing so much work, they just couldn't successfully convert, as you say, with that trying to get the force and then uber late in game position. But either way, like I think a lot of people would have been a bit worried at the start of the game that had betted on MASIF in Badlands, and it definitely wasn't the 80-20 that a lot of people had their money on. I think it really was that sort of 60-40ish region in the end as far as who was in control. Even though it's not necessarily reflected in the score particularly well.
Yeah, I agree. Also, some players shining through to me. That game, Ferrisar and Dubious, as you said before, like they were the players that sort of didn't really have a feel for Badlands, I feel, but they worked it out. They improved during the set and showed some good plays on process. Ferrisar actually out damaging Realm on process in that second half.
Yeah, which is pretty insane coming off the back of Badlands. Like, as you say, Ferrisar really did some clutch stuff on the process, and I suppose that's about keeping a level head after having a bit of a rough trot on Badlands to come back and really take it to the opposition as they did. And yeah, it would be a very interesting game if Ferrisar manages to get a little bit more turnt and work a bit better with the solis, and they work on converting those pushes onto onto lasts off of their picks, then there's a lot of potential there, I think, for Rack to really step up a little bit.
Yeah, and yeah, Tom Berry as well, just really shaking off the dust on both maps, just showing that he can, have a break, come back, and only takes him a little while of scrimming to get back on the saddle, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, for sure. But all in all, who was your pick of the match, Campbell? Who do you think the star was tonight?
Just in general tonight, or
yeah, in general across both maps, who do you think was the MVP?
Ooh, I think Pablo really performed a lot better than I've usually seen him. Like he performed a lot better than his average, I'd say, is one. Yeah, I mean, I'd say Gio, but Gio plays amazing pretty much every game, so I'm gonna give it to Pablo.
Yeah, see, my pick would have to be Gio, but as you say, like, that's just standard for Gio. Whereas Pablo really did snipe out of his skin. I don't know if I've seen a sniper play that well in quite a while. And it's not like his shots were easy shots either. He pulled off some really nice snaps and cheeky peeks, and went for the tickle of the pickle a couple of times where I personally would have thought it was a bit risky and came out with the goods. So props to him. But yeah, like it's really hard when you're playing that well and then just not able to convert. So I'd have to give it to Gio. He was just consistent the whole game, worked well with his team, and managed to really punish a few of the rack mistakes, while also not making too many on himself on his own. So that'd have to be my pick. But it'll definitely be interesting to see if Pablo can keep up that kind of aim throughout the season, because that could be a real factor that changes the way the game's played when Rack's involved.
Yeah, definitely. So that's our thoughts of the game. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how these teams progress throughout. Pretty impressed by Rack already, and Jasmine showing that, or MASIF showing that they are still the force to be reckoned with that they once were, and can only get better, really. So I think we'll wrap it up there with shoutouts. Wigan?
I suppose just everyone that played tonight for firsts. It was a good game to watch, and I hope that there's plenty more that even get a bit closer throughout the season and teams sort of gel a bit better. Obviously, Unicycle, woo! Aiming to hopefully make finals this season in Div 3. Props to us. But yeah, also Jersh and you for having me on and having a bit of a chat and a bit of a giggle. So yeah, it was a good game by everyone. And yeah, look forward to the rest of the season, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Gonna shout out to you, Wigan, for joining me today.
Cheers,
shout out to Josh setting this whole thing up. Bender for shrimping off somewhere, not casting. Elmo stepping in. Kenneth, the Div 1 admin. Who else? Yukari for casting Div 2 game. I can't wait to.
And Brodogs.
We
can't forget Brodogs.
Yeah, Brodogs.
Just yeah.
Brodogs is amazing, and he also sucks at the same time, I've heard.
he cops more. He cops more than he deserves. I'll probably get murdered by Yukari for tomorrow for saying that. But awesome dude, putting a lot of time and effort into trying to benefit the Oz Fortress community, and hopefully we'll put out some really good content this season. So check him out.
Alright, so that was Yewls Sceptre versus MASIF
Saturdays.
Yeah, MASIF Saturdays, the first Div 1 Owl 13 game of this season. That I think it was the first game, not just the first casted game, if I believe as well. So
sounds about right to me.
Alright, so thanks to everyone for watching. Catch you next time.
Sleep well, children.
See you later.
Bye.